Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Daria Reactions. I'm Fred. If you're new to the channel, glad that you found us. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. For those of you who are new here, what we're doing is, of course, your typical, well, kind of typical, reaction, commentary, discussion series of videos focused entirely around the MTV series called Daria, which aired in the late 90s and early 2000s. But this is also, for me, a rewatch of Daria. I am old enough to have been in high school when the show was first airing back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But it's been a very, very long time since I've seen many of these episodes. So as we have gone along, we have started to reach the point in the series where I am not 100% sure on what episodes are what based on my memory. Gotta remember that in the case of season 3, we're talking 25 years ago at this point in time. So it's been quite a journey so far. Now, we are towards the end of season 3 at this point, as we are focusing on today's episode is we'll be going over the Lawndale File, which I believe is a conspiracy-esque episode where people are acting strange or sorts, and somehow it's kind of like a capitalization on the X-Files craze, because around this point in the 1990s, the X-Files was kind of reaching its peak in popularity. I don't remember exactly when the X-Files movie first came out. I know that was in towards the latter end of the decade. So there was a lot of TV that was making direct reference and looking to capitalize on that. Of course, the X-Files will air well into the early 2000s, but I think David Duchovny was leaving the show at one point in time. So anyway, we are using the Daria box set. Of course, I replaced the case that the Daria box set came in. So we are up to disc 4, and I kind of wish I could have found an 8 disc. We're beyond disc 4. We're up to disc 5 actually. But I was about to say, I kind of wish I could have found an 8 disc case instead of a 12 disc one to put everything in, mostly because the box art would have fit a lot better. But it's not the only box set where I've had to do that with. I also had to do it with the Extreme Ghostbusters box set, same thing. So I'm but this is a 9 disc box set, so I'm kind of glad that when I made this put the Daria DVD disc into a new case, that it was a 2-pack with another one to kind of go along with it. So with that said, bring up the display capture here, and again, for those who don't know, you don't hear any audio because I do a running commentary over the episode and discussion, so you get my genuine reactions to a lot of things. But we also turn the blur on and off periodically, just so our friends at Paramount do not get totally pissed off at me. Oh, and something else before I forget. The Daria box set does come with a bit of a documentation here. The Dear Beloved Customers list here, where it actually talks about how the box set is compromised, particularly in regards to the music, but also there actually is some reference here that they are looking to what this collection does have is all the episodes in the highest quality, most complete versions that could be found. Um, so that would explain a lot in terms of the animation errors, coloring that I ended up seeing over the I constantly make reference to when I notice it and can't unsee it. So there you go. So that's what we're working with off of this official box set that was released in like 2010. Anyway, let's get to it with the Lawndale File. Let's also see if there's an extra on here. It does have a Daria Day opening. Which is kind of cool. Let's see here. I was not aware of that. They want our pizza. Do they come in peace? Whoops. Daria wanted to be born in the Nixon years, or at least wanted to be old enough to have experience in Nixon years. Got to get off. I may go, Pop. Excuse me. Excuse me. Used to be direct. La la la. You stand direct. You're standing on my neck. You're standing on my neck. You're standing on my neck. La 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 la. It's not often on the DVDs that you actually have the intro play. The Varsity Interpretive Dance Team. Agents no name and no credentials. Oh boy. No, I kind of wondered the time. No, this episode would not have aired, or at least been created in response to the Columbine incident. But again, it is a Lawndale thing. But when you think at that time, it was like people being different and report them for being such. Yeah, it was kind of a thing in 1999 that I personally experienced. Jane is an alien. Zippotron. Kind of makes you wonder what that planet would be like. I mean, Jane's making a good point. If aliens were coming to Earth, why would they interact with with people in like the middle of nowhere and such, or the most mundane? Oh yeah, Trent. It takes on a paying gig to do like a jingle or commercial jingle or something. Wait, is Daria having a glass of water with her cereal? Wait, Wait, yeah. Helen took Daria's comments of aliens walking the street. She means immigrants. Yes, Daria, everybody was all alien, so it's just totally weird. Something. Yeah, what's with the new look? Neck implants. Yeah. Yeah, Daria's freaking out and misinterpreting stuff. So this is gonna be one of the more surreal episodes. That was kind of a comedic shake of the head that just occurred, but if this wasn't a school day, I actually need time to explain that. Quinn makes a point. What's the thing I like about aliens? They impregnate you, burst out of your chest while you're trying to eat. It's like that's just a bad time. Jake has the right idea. Just take a nap on the chair. Quinn is an evil space creature. Brittany, they were talking about those kind of implants. Implants? That's not true. Oh, great. Mr. O'Neill getting involved and wanted to share his own theory on aliens. Oh wait, and the three J's just walked by as Mr. O'Neill was saying you're a communist and you're an alien while pointing at Daria and Jane. Sandy wanted to sanction Quinn. Gross. Oh. Yeah, so there you go. Things things totally going out of hand here. Hey, Upchuck is in the scene. Wait. Upchuck dreams of girls ending gym class and enslaving the males. I am both surprised and not surprised. Mr. DiMartino, what the hell? Mrs. Branch had something to do with that. Nope, the worst is never over now. So this is an episode where one little thing gets misheard and things just escalate quickly. Again, yeah, it's like things even get more out of control here. Plaids? Who's wearing plaids? Yes, you're still one of us. It's as if Daria knows that something is up, and again, season 3 is kind of has some surreal episodes, and this is up there. Pizza? I'm down for that. You know what? Someone like if you have a best friend like Jane that invites you over for pizza, you accept the invitation. Daria never goes on a power walk. Daria's turning wholesome and Quinn's a beatnik. Jake, it's kind of funny that Jake is panicking so much, especially in regards to the heart attack episode. You hear that? Helen's right. Mr. O'Neill does have a screw list. And Mr. DiMartino's been arrested. Jake's gonna end up back in the hospital at this point. Think, yeah, alien. Yep, Daria is just totally normal here. She's not freaking out. But who will be in the bushes? Oh, never mind. Nope, back down into the bushes they go. Up, Chuck! Yes, they have. Too late. Who else is there? Ooh. Oh, Mr. O'Neill's worried about being dragged away like Mr. DiMartino. Yeah, where did he drop it? It's like he stepped out. The flashlight should have been right there on the ground. Yep, things are escalating. Yes, Jody. Why are aliens? Why are they sneaking around with flashlights? Why? No, only an idiot would go stalking with a flashlight. That excuse me. That does essentially explain Dead by Daylight in and of itself. It's like things are just totally nuts there. Yes, but Kevin is actually. This isn't an episode that is actually socially can play more than like grunge. It's a circle of life. The music stopped. Yes, it did stop. Great pose there with Jane and on the bed with. No, it's very different, Trent. Because he is using an acoustic guitar, which is quite different. Excuse me. Pizza's here. The look of horror on their faces is that it was actually quite great. It's like, but why is the pizza delivery guy wearing the apron? Wait, what? Yeah, so this guy's he's been abducted by aliens. So there's a surreal. Fired again. The pizza guy actually had like a bit of hand gestures like this that reminded me of like Beavis and Butthead, particularly Beavis. So yeah, she's engaging in a socialist activity, Jake. Why is he drinking coffee after dinner? Yeah, Jake has totally gone off the rails. But the fact that he was pointing directly at the camera is actually was quite cool in its own way. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so another communist bit going on here, and yeah, Mr. O'Neill is going to be dragged off, isn't he? Because look how he's dressed. Oh boy, Mr. DiMartino. Oh, they're from immigration. Yeah, yeah, I was right. She had something to do with it. Thanks up, Chuck. It's like he's blaming Daria and Jane? Boy. Yep. Time to run. Yes. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh boy. Good job, Stacy. Yeah, now they do. Now, yes, you did say the wrong thing, and Sandy's totally fine with it. Yes, everything can be totally explained. Man in the Mirror is a terrible song. One would think she would know how to use a bullhorn. That's actually, is that like the first direct interaction between Jake and Principal Lee? Hey, look, Jane is actually painting something off of the what she saw, and yeah, it was right. Trent was making a commercial jingle. You can drive there. Everyone and the herbs don't care. Go. That is like your typical car commercial with a bad jingle back in the 90s and stuff. Yes. No. New tires. Oh, look, and the pizza guy ends up being interviewed by Six Sided World. Oh, yeah, that's right. I recognize now. He was from like the Psycon episode. What was it? The Self-Esteemers? What the? That's actually a hot look. Yeah, they look, those outfits were badass. Um, but yeah, this was again, this is more of an episode where things where simple things could be heard and then gradually escalate to the nth degree, where like there's a whole misunderstanding. Like Daria having that great line, like, hate to ruin a good public lynching. Trust me, anybody who was unfortunately labeled as being different, is particularly in the aftermath of the Columbine incident, y'all know, because I know what that was like in terms of like people just looking at you funny and stuff and making you feel like an outsider and a like alien. The realization, without realizing that Mrs. Branch, Barch, I always get their names wrong, is like would have called immigration on Mr. DiMartino is absolutely surreal to kick off the whole thing and the whole like aliens walk among us plot line, which was actually pretty good. A lot of great lines. Jake obviously being totally stressed out in terms of like how Daria is acting suspicious, going on a power walk. Oh, you want to walk for power, huh? And his rant, and like where he is speaking directly to the camera, it's like he is pointing at the viewers. It was actually pretty damn good. Helen being the voice of reason was solid, because one would think generally Helen is a voice of reason most of the time, unless anything that involving her and Daria just for the sake of there to be a clash of some kind. Let's see. Trench jingle was actually pretty cool. Buy a car. Buy a damn car. I remember that little tune is still catchy all these years later. Let's see. Upchuck getting a chance to shine, and the return of Artie again, who's not only really seen like in just like a couple episodes, because we see him like I think for sure he's in the episode when they go to the sci-fi con, and it was like I believe it was like self-esteemers that where he approaches Quinn at the very end of the episode, so bringing him back because it's typically in terms of Lawndale residents, there aren't many like one-shot characters, especially if they have like a speaking line. The whole thing with everyone's like Kevin and Brittany making out in the bushes, and Upchuck's up in the tree, and here comes Jody and Mac, and here comes Mr. O'Neill, and their flashlights make Daria and Jane think that there's a UFO, and it was a funny little scene. But I do have a problem. Okay, Mr. O'Neill drops the flashlight. One would think we would have seen where the flashlight landed because he is standing out in the open with everyone else. But also that scene being referenced back with Jane's painting at the very end is also a wonderful little callback there, and a nice use of continuity, and Jane being inspired by the world around her. Surprisingly, a large cast too, because who had speaking lines? Principal Lee, Agent No Name and no credentials. Daria, Jane, all 4 members of the Fashion Club, Jake, Helen, Jody, Mac, Brittany, Kevin, Upchuck, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. DiMartino, Mrs. Branch. It was like they actually got a lot of characters in the episode outright, which is pretty impressive. Because there are times where the cast can be kind of like small and limited, depending on what the story is. But considering this was an episode where things where the cast needed to be expanded to make sure there's like to have like the rumors and stuff spread to the nth degree, to that large degree, was actually pretty smart there, and so and kind of makes the world of Daria, especially the stuff around Lawndale High, definitely feel more fleshed out. Granted, we all seen a lot of these characters, of course, many times up to this point in the series, but to have that many characters involved and contributing to the plot was actually was really impressive. Think overall, those are all my thoughts and opinions on that. Didn't really notice any animation errors either, so which was something else. So with that said, we'll wrap this up here. Next time we do a Daria reaction video, we'll be covering the episode Just Add Water. So till next time, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.